Oh,
Welcome.
Yeah, do it again. Wait.
Welcome to another episode of Between Two People. My name is George.
Hello, yes.
This is Richard.
Yes.
We're very happy to be having you today. You know, we wake up, we have a cup of coffee, we say, when we make the video, have the people, they're gonna love us.
After the cup of coffee.
Yes. So today we have the video.
Yeah.
We gave the question for you. We're gonna ask, okay? So this is what it is. Is it possible to fall in love with somebody without being physically near them? So this is assuming we're talking about anything like through letters, on the internet, over the phone. Basically, someone that you're not physically close to. Is it possible to fall in love with them? Richard, short answer. What do you think?
All right. I think a lot of times the answer would be no. That's not to say it couldn't happen, but practically, I just don't feel like that's something that happens every day.
Yeah.
The majority of the time, it doesn't happen that way.
The answer, I also think, a lot of times it's no. Is it possible? Yes, but today let's see if we can see really the likelihood of this happening, the kind of circumstances. What do we talk about when we falling in love? Is that possible to do? Absolutely. I think to be able to do that is not. It's a more difficult thing to do in a certain sense, but because it's a choice, to ask if you could do that in the situation we're talking about, absolutely possible. Now, here's the thing the disorder is probably the biggest problem. Now, we're assuming two people who are like true to themselves are honest over in this situation. One of the biggest problems is about idealizing people, and that's something, as we've talked about, that happens in a lot of situations. When you idealize somebody, you fall more in love with the idea of a person than the actual person themselves. And I think the problem with this situation is that it happens more often in this, because in a situation where you are not in physical proximity, you can be more in control of how somebody perceives you.
Yeah, I agree.
And that
Especially,
becomes a problem.
it does become a big problem, and I think that happens more so because when you are with someone, you can see their unfiltered actions. And I think people oftentimes determine how they sound and what they say on, emails if they want to sound professional. It is. Hi.
Yes, it's very simple to do because you control a lot of what you say. You have a lot of time to think about what you're going to say.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
And so you can also do that via text message through, to a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You can overanalyze. I mean, everyone does that.
Yeah.
And then, but when you're with the person, you have like 3 seconds tops before someone thinks you're weird for not answering. But why is it that people idealize each other? What is the stipulation, and how does that come about? Like what is it?
Desperation. I don't know. Why do we idealize people?
Well, not more so why, because obviously we want, the best person out there, but how does it come about?
Well, if I could maybe speak from experience about idealizing someone, I was in a relationship where I had idealized a person, and this was someone I was around. I think what happens is your mind, it's almost like our minds are set up to do this. It's like you ignore certain qualities and you take other qualities because you almost want to idealize it. It's like the way girls like those Disney fantasies, and they try to live in this ideal fantasy about what they want their man to be like, and we almost want to ignore certain things because people aren't going to live up to those ideal expectations.
I think we should go. The reason we're asking this question in the first place, the falling in love through mediums such as the internet, is because our friend Anthony Cavalieri, he posed us the question in the form of telling us about a TV show called Catfishing. But it was a newsreel of this guy who had an online relationship with some woman for 7 years. They never met. And after 7 years, he actually saw a YouTube video of this girl who he thought he was in love with. And the voices didn't match up. So he found out that this woman who he had been talking to online and had been seeing photos of were two separate people.
She fabricated a lie for 7 years.
And she was actually married and had 2 kids. So I need to go vomit now.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'll be back.
Yeah, but so is that real? Are his feelings real? Yeah, I mean, but was there a relationship going on? No, I mean, I think one of the things we have to establish here is that for this kind of situation to work, there has to be a person on the receiving end, and you both have to be true to what you're putting out there for the other person. So this guy had real feelings for someone.
The woman may have had real feelings.
Yeah, she did, but he had real feelings for a person who essentially didn't exist because it was a fabrication.
Right. So he was idealizing this woman who he was talking to.
Yeah.
But she kind of led on to it. So.
She lied. Essentially, it's a lie.
Yeah.
I mean, can you have
many lies?
Can you have a good relationship at all when lies are involved? You know.
Nah.
That always causes a problem. but you see how easy it is for this to happen when it's over the internet or something like that.
Mm-hmm. When there is true love, found on the internet, to what extent do those people need to not meet one another? Do they eventually need to meet one another for love to continue or for it to go onward? Or if it's indefinitely over the internet, is it love?
Yeah, you can meet someone over the internet, but eventually you guys need to meet. Like you have because the end is not the relationship or because this isn't about what you can get from one another, because love is about giving to one another. And how far can you really go with that in a real relationship? We weren't meant to have relationships with people like that. Physical intimacy has to eventually enter the equation because typically, although this isn't really true completely, but you're eventually going to marry this person. If not, you're probably going to be at least living with them. You're going to be with them for the rest of your life, or you're not. And part of any relationship, physical touch. I mean, we're talking here about relationships were not meant to be had over the internet for 7 years with someone that you've never actually met.
Mm-hmm.
And our question isn't, is it possible to be with someone over the internet, but fall in love with someone?
Yeah.
What is it about this mystery, though? Like, you hear women who say, like, they love a mysterious man.
¿Por qué?
But why is that? What does that really mean? It's too bad we don't have a woman here to explain to us. But if you're a woman, maybe you could comment and you could explain to us why it is that mystery is always an important thing. And I think part of the thing about mystery is that there's an element that you don't know, and it's...
Is that what that means?
I think the thing... No, okay. But I think part of mystery is like you're idealizing something. Because you think, oh, there's something I don't know about this person.
Yeah.
Or you at least get the sense of that. It could be anything, It could be... It's so easy to idealize because it can literally be anything. Your imagination...
usually leads to the best in someone. Whether or not you're cynical or a pessimist, you generally think the best about someone who you don't quite know.
It's true.
It's not until you kind of know the person that you start to think ill of them and think that nothing good can come.
Right, because you can like fill in the blanks.
But so why is it that initial that mystery is the initial gravitational pull of two people? Is that necessarily a good thing?
Yeah.
I mean, it's necessary because you can't always know everything about someone in 2 seconds before you have an attraction towards them. So, but I think it's something to be wary of because I see a lot of people, they're very attracted to someone, and then they get to know the person, and they're like, not so much.
I don't think I really like this girl anymore because she's a stinky woman, and her pits are full of the hair, and I just think like.
'cause
I
he's
don't want to
Italian.
be touching this girl or anything. No, it's disgusting. So, I don't
Whatever.
know.
If you have hairy armpits and you're a girl, you're not disgusting.
You're disgusting for me. The French women, I don't know what they're thinking, but it's not good. It's gross. I'm sorry. It's just no.
There goes everyone who's watching.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Bye.
So.
One of the things we were talking about, I remember, is it when you try to get to at the core of a person and you really try to know them at the innermost place, is it better to do in person? I think yeah, but at the same time, these mediums online really lend themselves to knowing a person in a very intimate way. For example, you could like read someone's blog who writes about if they're a really good writer and they're very like
Yeah, you need a
feeling
particular
person.
type of person for this.
If they're the kind of person who can write a blog and they really open up and they really come to their own when they're writing and you can read that, you're really going to get to know them a lot better reading a few posts in a blog as opposed to like a situation where you're physically, because for them to get to that intimate level takes a lot longer, I think, in a physical proximity for certain reasons.
Yeah, I guess the comfort. So it takes a certain person to be able to write on a blog, and then for you to get like the essence of who that person is,
Right.
via your laptop screen. But I think for the general population, being face to face with them, seeing how they act, and seeing kind of their responses initially, and finding out what they think. Yeah. But I think we'll leave it at that. Let us know what you think. We probably went long today. Neither of us have watches. We should start doing that. But
where'd my watch go?
Quick shout out to Jay Toops. He's the coolest guy.
Thank you, Jay.
He basically
He's
took
our
photos.
content coordinator.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
He coordinates our content. But he lays out our YouTube site, so subscribe to that.
We have a Facebook channel, which he put the banner up in our profile picture and all that stuff.
So like our Facebook.
Mm-hmm. And also let us know what you think about the topic. We kind of want to know your opinion of these things, so please, take a few seconds to write about it. We also have some really cool videos planned out for next time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
keep some mystery. We'll keep an element of mystery there for you, brother.
For you to keep coming back.
Right.
So, once again, it was Between Two People.
Between Two People.
Thanks,
Subscribe
guys.
to the Periscope. Stay tuned, guys.